Welcome back to the fifth in a series. We're climbing the Reiki tree from the shamanic roots, which is why we're sitting here with our beautiful fox dog and the shaman's blanket. This truth is a teaching that self-love and self-care can't come until you return to the blanket. Shaman's blanket is that you are a she-man. You're both a man and a woman. The origins of shamanism, and that word comes from Siberia, and the tribal reunion of Altai, where women are guardians of the earth, not owners. We don't have to buy pieces of planet in order to establish ourselves. We need to land, and the matrilineage is starting to return and to rear its head, sometimes ugly, sometimes divine and loving. And so we are at a point of transmutation where the chaos in the cellular body is remembering reiterations of women abuse, of violence to the earth. And young men like Dedi are struggling and suffering because not enough women are powerful in our own rights. We don't need Dedi to be a husband, a substitute father, a substitute brother, or substitute son. We need Dedi to be a man, and we're not crucifying men in this time and age. The matrilineage can be powerful, can own its shamanism and sit on a blanket gifted to her by one of her beautiful young Reiki masters. She can play the ocarina of Southern America. See the face on the other side, one of the oldest forms of flute. She can share the reminder that we're all of us this unique apple from the great tree of life. But inside an apple, if Dedi were to bite into his apple and I were to bite into mine, even though it's an apple and the same fruit, there's something unique and different. So thanks for joining us, Co-Creavatars International Network, and this is my guest, Dedi Dedicaciones. So Dedi, tell us a little bit about what it was like to be told that you were an apple and you were supposed to conform to all the other apples. Just in a very brief story, and then I want to move the frequency and shift the paradigm into what it was like to starting to create your own life.
As a child growing up in the Northeast, outside of Boston, you get a little bit older and you get into the system of school, and your uniqueness fades away as you become standardized and you become a number and product of that paradigm. And it takes stepping back into nature and stepping back into yourself and relieving yourself of standardized testing and standardized placement and realizing how beautiful you are and unique and divine and individual. And on a simple note, not getting too deep into it, just honoring yourself and coming back amongst the trees and putting your feet on the earth, taking your shoes off, swimming in the waters, and just honoring yourself, honoring myself.
Okay. So some of our people, as they come into the Reiki teachings, they come from this place of the feet have been in conformity, and the feet have been repressed in certain behavior. And one of the first steps that we take our level 1 people on is a journey of the soul right to the feet, what's been living down underneath in that dark earth.
Being suppressed in that way is definitely a direct road to darkness. Not being able to express yourself and express your light, express your freedom, express your truth. It leads to a place of frustration, which leads to rage, leads to anger, and it affects all relationships. As a child you do, for sure, and then you become conditioned to think that all that is real is your immediate surroundings, your television, your tests, things you're being taught in school. I mean, most subjects, most places aren't really geared and directing you to a natural place.
So we started this series talking about the shadow being either reactive in nature or repressive in nature. And in it, the repression, there's this like, you must conform and you're going to wear these kind of shoes, kid. So tell us a little bit, what happened when you started reacting against that Adderall, against the school system, against what your parents were telling you to do?
Confusion of identity and not knowing exactly who I was. Identity becomes the Nikes that everyone wears and the polo shirts and the same hats and the same underwear, the same food. Everyone's doing the same thing and has the same collective identity. It's not really based on a wholesome place. Being in nature and taking the shoes off and walking the earth barefoot and swimming in the ocean, swimming in the rivers, and surrendering to the flow of the waters and the winds of nature. Then your identity becomes, or is allowed to come back. You surrender in yourself, and purpose comes through, and you realize that we are all unique. We are all one, and within that oneness, we are unique and able to express ourselves.
So the antidote to Adderall and conformity and repression and the end of reactivity is to be responsible. And to find a school called the Mystery of the Wild and the Heart of the Wild, and to find a school where you can strip to that nakedness again and be like a baby in the waters and an earth child again. And there's a beautiful earth song that we sing, we are children of the earth tribe. You want to sing it?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
The first verse.
You go.
Children of the earth tribe, rise up. Children of the earth tribe, rise up now.
Children of the earth tribe, rise up.
Children of the earth tribe, rise up now.
So we want to share that with you because inside the adult body, whether you're 40, 50, 60, or 70, you can re-inhabit that body. And when you re-inhabit it through kinesiology, through the divine intelligence of the Reiki rays, through taking on the Reiko, the light warrior for Earth, you become a new embodiment. And you can change from the inside out. And that's our commitment when we practice the Reiki principles.